on July 8th back at Red Wilson. And we welcome you to Veterans Field. We apologize for the delays. Finally got our Wi-Fi up and rolling and just in time for first pitch. Brad Beasley, Christian Koss, and Andrew Dashbach due up in the top of the first inning to face Jeff Belge, the lefty from St. John's, making appearance number 6. From the windup, fires home. Fastball misses a little bit below the knees. Home plate umpire calling the balls and strikes. David Viveris. Jim Fonseca is over at first base, and Mark Delaney at third. 1-0. Beasley swings at it and just nicks it foul to the netting. Gorgeous evening and a ton of fans all around Veterans Field, right in the middle of Chatham, Massachusetts. 1-1 from Belge to Beasley, cut on and laced foul out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on the leadoff man for the Red Sox. First time we've seen him in this spot this entire year. But he's been a regular in the lineup over the last week, finally back from that injury that plagued him for about 3 weeks. 1-2 to Beasley. Fastball on the inner third, called strike 3. Beasley with no argument. First strikeout for Belge, and there's one away.
Well, I guess kind of a feeling out period there for Beasley, going out and seeing Belge for the first time, getting a few more pitches to hit, trying to really judge it and relay the information back to the rest of the lineup. But there, just a nice fastball from Belge for strike 3.
4 pitches and a strikeout for Jeff Belge. Lefty will now face Christian Koss with 1 away. No one on base in the top of the first. No score between Chatham and YD. First pitch to Christian is a fastball that misses high and away. One of the 4 all-stars for YD in this lineup this evening. 1-0. Another fastball. This one misses inside. 2-0 the count on Christian Koss. Got the average up to 304. Really feeling it lately. Earned the all-star tap. 2-0. Breaking ball called strike. 2-1 with 1 out.
Really good to see for Christian, one of the returners on this team, and able to make that such a big honor.
2-1, cut and a miss. Flat-footed swing from Koss to even the count up at 2-2. Chatham defense in the outfield, left to right goes Colin Simpson, John Rave in center. Blake Sable out in right. 2-2 to Koss. Fastball that busts him inside, misses, pushes the count full, and to the infield. Jorge Arenas is at third. Greg Jones at short. Michael Bush plays second. Tristan English over at first base. And Kyle McCann doing the catching for Belge. From the windup, payoff pitch. Fastball upstairs and inside. Ball 4. Christian Koss works a 1-out walk here in the top of the first.
Well, Belge tries to do the same thing he was able to do with Beasley. Paint some fastballs on the inside corner, but just missing off the plate inside. Great eye from Christian Koss to draw the walk.
1 on, 1 out. Andrew Dashbach will plate for the first time this afternoon. Another all-star for the Red Sox in this lineup. He'll be starting at first base. Christian leads off of first base. He's one of the reserves. Lefty on righty matchup with 1 away. Koss the lead off of first base. Pitch to Dashbach. Taken low for a ball. Leads the Red Sox with 18 runs scored. 4 homers. That a tie now with Noah Campbell. He hit one out yesterday. Feeling the power lately and not in the lineup this afternoon, or at least to begin. Good to see him later out of the stretch. 1 on, 1 out. 1-0 pitch to Dashbach. Breaking ball. That's a called strike on the inner third. That'll even the count up at 1-1 on the Stanford Cardinal. Some clouds rolling their way through Chatham, Massachusetts. The lights already turned on just past the 7 o'clock hour.
Can't quite beat the last time we were here. Not a cloud in the sky. Sun setting out beyond left field. Very picturesque.
1-1 to Dash. Takes high. Tries to check his swing. They'll appeal down the first base line. Umpire Jim Fonseca says no swing, so 2 balls and a strike on Dashbach. Koss a walk in his previous plate appearance after Beasley struck out looking on 4 pitches. Belge trying to work out of it now. 2-1. Cut on and popped high out of play over home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dashbach. 10th in the league with a .318 clip. 18 RBIs. That's good enough for 3rd in the league. Power hitter that's seen himself in this 3 spot for Scott Pickler for most of the summer. 2-2 pitch. Fastball that's wasted high and away. Another full count here, back to back. Dashbach battling against Jeff Belch.
Whitey, a team that will make you battle. Second, they just do everything offensively. I mean, average, on base, scoring runs, just taking the extra base. They really make you work.
Payoff pitch. Dashbach drills this one out in a deep left field. Going back is Simpson, and that one is a mile gone. Andrew Dashbach with a first inning 2-run dinger, and YD leads it 2-0.
Well, that was a no-doubter. Bells just leaves that, looked like an off-speed pitch, left it middle in to Dashbach, and he did not miss it. You know, standing around the cage before the game, Dasher was like, yes, finally, a lefty on the mound. I'm going yard today, and there he just did.
Well, now he's got sole possession, 5 homers for the Stanford Cardinal, and that was a no-doubter. Well over the left field fence against Jeff Belge. Red Sox jump out in front 2-0 early on here in the first inning. Koss scoring after he walked. The Red Sox get out in front. Cotton to plate now from the right side. First pitch, he swings at it and pokes it foul back behind home plate.
Wow, what a shot right there. Whew.
Powerful, could tell it straight off the bat. Good battle, too, to work that count full. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cotton. Breaking ball, just nicks it foul. He falls behind 0-2.
Dashbach over the last week or so hasn't really been the same guy that we saw when he first got here. Was completely on fire when he first got here. Cooled off a little bit, but that's good to see.
Belch the motions and the pitch. Cotton flies this one. Routine for the right fielder, Blake Sable. Camps under it. Makes the squeeze for out number 2.
The center fielder,
Johnny DeLuca rounds out the 4 straight Red Sox All-Stars to plate in this lineup. Now got the 3rd best batting average throughout the entire Cape. 342 clip. The Oregon Duck batting from the right side against the lefty Belge. First pitch, wave and a miss. He was sitting fastball there, and Belge pulled the strings and made him look silly. Next offering. Off speed on the inner third, a called strike. Belge works ahead of DeLuca. Did just the same to Cotton after giving up the 2-run homer. From the windup, 0-2 to DeLuca. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Red Sox go down. Belge's second strikeout of the first, but not before Andrew Dashbach puts a stamp on the inning. YD takes a 2-0 lead thanks to the Stanford kid's 5th homer of the summer. 2-0 YD as we go to the home half of the first. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The Chatham Anglers and the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds from dismissal from this park. The Long Trail Canine Rescue is a great organization. If you're looking for a dog, please consider a rescue dog. Stop by our information table near the 50/50 table. There you'll see Dana and Marley, the beautiful rescue dog. You can also check them out at www.longtraildogs.org.
Bottom of the first inning at Veterans Field. Red Sox already with a 2-0 lead over the Anglers thanks to Andrew Dashbach's 5th homer of the summer. Chatham lineup coached by Tom Holliday goes like this. John Rave leads things off in center field. Greg Jones bats second. The shortstop, Michael Bush, in the 3-hole. And playing second base, the cleanup hitter is Blake Sable, red hot. 6 homers to lead the Anglers. He bats 4th. Tristan English in the 5-hole, playing first base. Drew Mendoza, the designated hitter, batting 6th. Colin Simpson bats 7th. The left fielder, Kyle McCann, doing the catching and batting 8th. And Jorge Arenas in the 9-hole, the 3rd baseman tonight for Chatham, going up against one of the All-Stars for the Red Sox, Jensen Elliott.
Yeah, the guy that I like to compare to a fine wine this season has gotten better really with every start. Last time, a season-high 5 1/3 innings pitched on the season, 3-1 record, and ERA under 3 at 2.84.
Elliott, the tall righty, 6'6", from Oklahoma State. From the motions, deals the first pitch, a fastball buried in the dirt to John Rave, the leadoff man for Chatham. Leads the club with 26 hits, 11 walks as well. Just what you want out of that leadoff hitter. From the left side, 1-0. Breaking ball that misses away, 2-0. Red Sox collective pitching staff got the ERA down a bit. 3.76, good for fifth in the Cape. 2-0. Out in front of it was Rave. Just gets a piece of it. 2 balls and a strike. Went 5 1/3 against the Anglers, as you said, TJ, in that 10-1 win. Just the one earned run, probably his best start. From the windup, 2-1, fastball hit right at Dashbach on the ground. He waves off Jensen. He'll take it himself, touch first. That brings the cry from the Red Sox bullpen as the first baseman makes the putout.
Just everyone on this team just loves Andrew Dashbach. You hear that, the bullpen, a really loud and exciting group down that right field line, but Dashbach, like a vacuum over there at first, sucks that one up and goes to the bag himself for the out.
As the 2-run homer in the top, first defensive putout in the bottom, and it brings up Greg Jones, left-handed hitter. First pitch, breaking ball, crosses the plate, moving left to right to the lefty for strike 1. Got some speed with his legs if he can get on. 0-1 from Elliott, breaking ball that stays away and low. Evens the count up at 1-1.
2 top base stealers in the Cape in the starting lineups for these 2 squads today. David Hamilton and Greg Jones right here.
1-1, cut on and miss. Healthy dose of off-speed so far to the 2-man. 1 away, no one on base in the bottom of the first. YD leading it 2-0 over Chatham. Elliott from the windup, 1-2. Misses at the shoelaces. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 263 hitter Jones so far this summer through 24 games. 2-2, cut on and miss, strike 3. First K of the evening for Jensen. Elliott gets Greg Jones to go down by way of the K, and there's 2 outs.
Well, he just missed with that same pitch down and inside. Jones able to lay off of that one, but goes right back to it and gets Jones to swing right over the top of it.
This pitching staff for the Red Sox is second in the Cape with strikeouts collected. Just 5 behind Chatham starting this evening. First pitch to Bush, misses away. 3-hitter tonight for Chatham. Playing second base. Elliott getting the signs from Kerner and deals the 1-0. Fastball low and away. 2-0 on the 3-man.
A lot of guys on this Chatham roster playing out of their traditional positions. I mean, Bush, a first baseman at North Carolina, second base for Chatham.
2-0 is roped into right field for a base hit. Beasley moves to his left to collect it quickly. 2-out single for Michael Bush gives Chatham their first base runner of the evening.
Well, when you got to move all these guys out of their position, it's because you need their bat in the lineup. And Bush, a guy just hitting 279 entering this game, got that one. It's a fastball right on the inner half and rips it into right field.
That'll bring up Blake Sable. Homered in his last 2 games. Team leading 6, leads the Cape with homers as well. He can tie this ball game up with just 1 swing of the bat. Batting from the left side. 2 outs. Bush off of first. Initial offering. That down the middle for a strike. 328 average. 16 runs batted in. That leads the Anglers as well. The USC product. Batting from the left side. Jensen Elliott sets. Working from the stretch. 0-1. Away. Ball and a strike.
Well, Sable homered in back-to-back games, past 2 games for the Anglers, and finally surpassed his teammate Spencer Torkelson in home runs for the Cape League lead.
Bush, a 3-step lead off of first, held on by Dashbach. 1-1. Hit, but foul, right back over our heads. Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runner on first is Michael Bush, just single to the right side. Elliott trying to put Chatham down here in the bottom of the first. Snap throw to first. Dashbach with the tag. Caught him leaning. Called safe, though. Dirties up those home white uniforms for Chatham. Pinstripes with the blue lettering. Red Sox in their road reds with the blue trim. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Off speed and misses low. No offering from Sable. Another all-star for Chatham. Tall righty. Jensen Elliott, 6'6", 230 on the bump. Another throw over. This even closer, and they got him. Pickoff successful from Jensen Elliott, and he faces the minimum in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second inning. Red Sox up 2-0 over Chatham. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The Chatham Anglers are having a couple of season-long raffles. One of them is for a Cape Cod Beach Chair Company chair with the Chatham Anglers logo on it. Proceeds benefit players post-game meal. Each game, the Chatham Anglers are treated to food and drink, and the proceeds from this raffle will go toward that. One chance is $5, 3 chances for 10 for a beautiful Cape Cod Beach Chair Company chair. You can see the chair at the merchandise tables. You can purchase your ticket there. If you are not here when we call the winner, which will be the last home game, if you're not here, we will ship you the chair. Also, the merch tables are open, and we have a special tonight. If you're down by the snack shack, you will see our special shirts. Those shirts are only at near the snack shack, and those shirts are $15 each and 3 for $40.
Visiting half of the second inning from Veterans Field, and a 2-0 lead for the YD Red Sox over the hometown Chatham Anglers. 6, 7, 8 due up for YD, Quintana, Zubia, and Hamilton to face Belge, the lefty from St. John's. Gave up that 2-run homer to Andrew Dashbach back in the first. That's the only runs that have been scored in this ball game, as Elliott picked off Michael Bush to end the first. Initial offering to Quintana, fastball taken high for ball one. 206 average, 27 strikeouts stand out. Batting from the right side, 1-0, waved at and missed. Ball and a strike on the Arizona kid. Back for his second summer with YD. Just that one long ball came a couple of weeks ago back at home. 1-1 pitch. This one driven out into deep center field, sends Rave back to the wall, looking up, and it's gone! Just like that, Nick Quintana doubles his homer total. Red Sox with a 3-0 lead in the second.
Wow, he got all of that one. Talk about picking one of the biggest parts of this ballpark to go towards. Nick Quintana just lifts that one in the air out to deep left center field and just got enough to get that one over the wall. That's got to feel great for Nick.
That homer coming against the Whitecaps back on July 3rd. Now with a solo homer here in the top of the second to give the Red Sox a 3-0 lead. Just the second hit off of Belch. No outs. Zubia digs in from the right side. First pitch, fastball. He lets it go by, misses high at the letters. He also hit his only home run of the summer back on that third against the Whitecaps. 1-0. Fastball that misses a little bit inside. 2-0. Red Sox doing a nice job of being disciplined here against Belge, but pouncing on it when need be. 2-0 is drilled down the line. Just foul by a foot or two. Good contact for Zubia, though. That one's a little bit to the right. It's got extra bases written all over it.
And this is really a Red Sox lineup not known for their power, kind of the middle of the pack in the Cape League and home runs. But the way these first two innings have gone, you wouldn't know that.
Zubia will come back and retrieve his bat. 2 balls and 1 strike with no outs in the top of the second inning. Infield at normal depth. Belge into the motions. 2-1 off speed. This one lofted out into left field. Simpson will trot in. He'll make the grab for the first out of the inning, though. Red Sox making great contact early on against Belge.
Yeah, not really fooled by a lot. And Belge a pair of strikeouts, but besides that, have made some pretty solid contact off of Jeff Belge so far.
Belge, the lefty, Hailing from Syracuse, New York, facing David Hamilton. First pitch, fastball on the outer third for a strike against the Texas Longhorn. Second in the Cape with 10 stolen bases. 0-1. Breaking ball that misses high and evens the count up at 1-1.
I mean, this lineup for Bell is a lot different than the one he saw back. Second game of the season, that 1-1 tie at Red Wilson Field. Only allowed 3 hits, struck out 5.
1-1 misses upstairs. 2 balls and a strike on Hamilton. With 1 out in the top of the second inning. 3-0 YD. 2-1 driven out into right field. That falls in for a base hit. Able to retrieve it. David Hamilton with a 1-out single. Finally gets rewarded for some of the contact he's been making.
Yeah, I noticed over the past week, he's one of the guys, we mentioned this with DeLuca as well, but one of the guys really tweaking his swing a lot up here on the Cape and is starting to show the progress a little bit, more hard contact, and finally there, falls for a base hit.
Just his 9th hit of the summer, and it comes with 1 out in the top of the second inning. Andrew Dashbach, a 2-run homer in the first. Nick Quintana, a leadoff dinger here in the top of the second. That's accounted for all the runs that YD has so far. 3-0 the lead over the Anglers off of 3 hits. Adam Kerner, the last man who hasn't faced Jeff Belge, will stride in from the right side with 1 aboard and 1 out. Lefty Belge looks over at first and deals. Fastball buried in the dirt. Got to be so difficult pitching now with Hamilton, even if a lefty just looking right at him, because you know exactly what the speedy second baseman wants to do as he regains his lead off of first. Held on by English. 1-0. Hamilton going. Throw over to first. Throw down to second. And they got Hamilton by a mile. Wonderful job by Jeff Belge. Got Hamilton to start his approach, and he's thrown out.
For Hamilton, he's going on the first move, and once Belge makes up his mind that he's going to first base, there's just almost no chance for you to be able to outrun the throw down to second.
1-0 count on the catcher, Kerner. Here's the pitch. Curveball that dunks in for a strike. 1-1 on Adam. Drafted by the Cardinals in the 37th round. Elected to go play at San Diego. 1-1. Fastball that misses a little bit low. Tight strike zone this evening from David Viveris. Not given much. 2 away. Base is empty. And the 2-1 pitch to Kerner. Well out in front of it, swing and a miss. Great action on that breaking ball as it fell low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beasley on deck should he be needed. 2s are wild, 2-2 count, 2 outs in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Kerner swings at it, hits it on the ground to the left side. Jones, the shortstop, up with it, throws across the diamond. Not in time. Kerner beats it out for an infield single.
Now Kerner just hits that one in the perfect spot. Greg Jones out at short, usually a pretty good defender, but had to go a long way to get that one. Got it with the backhand and just too long of a throw to get Kerner, who runs decently well for a catcher, down the line.
Brad Beasley 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking to begin the first inning. On 4 pitches, a fastball on the inside corner. Belge painted it. 2 outs, 1 runner on. First pitch to Beasley, misses low. Clouds really starting to roll in. Lights already becoming necessary in the Chatham Town Square. 1-0. Popped up high on the infield. Looks like it'll be playable for the shortstop. Greg Jones under it and makes the catch to retire the side. But Nick Quintana adds on a solo home run to add on to the Red Sox lead. The advantage 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
The 50-50 table next to the press box, or buy them from our Chatham Athletic Association volunteers and angler players as they pass through the stands. Interns Samantha Ward and Brad Betancourt are passing through the stands, and as are players Austin Bergner and Jack Conlon. Tickets are $1 each, 3 for $2, 10 for $5, 25 for $10, 60 for $20, and 150 tickets for $40. That's 150 tickets for $40. Money collected is shared on a 50-50 basis between the winner and the Chatham Athletic Association. Grand prize winner will have 10 minutes to pick up the grand prize. If that is not picked up in 10 minutes, we'll draw a second number. Proceeds from the raffle help cover expenses of the Chatham Anglers baseball team. Thank you for your support. Remember, you have to be in it to win it. In addition to half the money, other prizes include a $50 gift certificate for the Chatham Squire and the Highline Harbor Cruise for two. Another gift pack includes all the 2-pound lobster from Chatham Fish and Lobster and one large pizza from Sweet Tomatoes. Another pack is a $25 gift card for the Red Nun, a Canal Cruise for two, and a t-shirt from Cuppies. Another prize is the Chatham A's gift box from the Chatham Candy Manor, 25 baseball cards and a t-shirt from Chatham Ivy. And another prize are 2 round-trip tickets on the Steamship Authority Ferry from Hyannis to Nantucket, and a $20 gift certificate from Chatham Fish and Chips. This is also a reminder that the Chatham Anglers Baseball Clinic is backed by popular demand. It's sponsored by the Chatham
Veterans Field, the site of Game 30 of the 2018 Cape Cod Baseball League Summer for the YD Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers. YD 17-8-4, 38 points atop the East Division. Chatham 15-12-2. They're in second with 32 points. Jensen Elliott faced the minimum in the bottom of the first. Ground out a strikeout, gave up a single to Michael Bush, then picked him off, leading a bit too far off the bag. So Blake Sable will come up to bat, technically for the second time. Was left up there when the bottom of the first inning concluded. From the left side, facing the righty Jensen, into the windup, deals, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike one. Elliott working with Adam Kerner behind the plate. It's just been a rotating carousel behind the dish for the Red Sox. 0-1. That one misses low at the shoelaces. A ball and a strike on Sable. 328 average. The 6 homers, though, jump out. He's left the yard in his previous 2 games. 1-1 pitch from Elliott. Curveball, and it stays outside. 2 balls and a strike on the leadoff man here in the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 YD, courtesy of 2 home runs. 2-1. Fastball that hangs high at the letters. Sable lays off of it. 3-1 count with English on deck, Mendoza in the hole, and Simpson to follow if anyone can reach. 3-1. That one drilled out into deep right center field. DeLuca going back at the wall, and it's gone. Blake Sable, his 7th homer of the summer, his 3rd in 3 games, and Chatham cuts into the lead. It's now 3-1 Red Sox.
Well, when you're hot, and Blake Sable stays hot, gets a fastball right at knee level, drops the bat head on it, and absolutely destroyed that one out to the hill in right center.
3-1 Red Sox, every single marker coming off of a home run. And Tristan English will stride up. Designated hitter in the All-Star game. They're playing first base tonight. First pitch, fastball hit to Quintana at the hot corner. Up with it, throws a strike across the diamond in time to get English. 1 pitch and 1 out.
The designated hitter.
So Drew Mendoza comes up. A lot of storylines with this guy. Played with the Red Sox last year, struggled. Was supposed to play for Scott Pickler this summer. Said that he only wanted to DH, and Pick wanted him to play some field. So now he's with the Chatham Anglers. Batting .224. 1 home run came against the Red Sox. First pitch from Elliott. That connects on the outer third for a strike. Really productive season, though, at FSU. .313, 7 homers for the 6'4 lefty. Elliott from the windup, 0-1. Tries to check his swing. They'll appeal down the line. Delaney says no. And a ball and a strike. Fog already starting to kind of creep its way through. Just in the bottom of the second. Across the 7:30 hour on the East Coast. 1-1. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and a strike on the DH tonight for Chatham Mendoza.
Fog so eerie. Didn't think we'd be getting to see it this early, but with the clouds rolling in, can't be that surprised.
2-1 breaking ball upstairs and away. Elliott falls behind Mendoza. The lore of Chatham Fog already making an impact here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Mendoza. Upstairs and away, ball 4. First free pass issued by Jensen Elliott. And it comes in the bottom of the second. A base runner for Chatham with 1 out.
Elliott just staying away from Mendoza right there. Last time Red Sox saw Mendoza at this ballpark, got a pitch middle in for his first at-bat and parked it on the hill beyond that right field fence. A booming home run, his only home run of the summer so far.
It was a back-to-back after English had just left the yard as well. 1 on, 1 out. Simpson at the plate, takes high and away for ball 1. Left fielder leading the Anglers with at-bats. This number 86. Consistent member of the Chatham lineup. And now Christian Wanders, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, out to chat with Jensen Elliott.
Green, the 2009 Anglers MVP.
Red Sox offense doing it in a way that it usually hasn't so far this summer. Not a team that really hits a lot of home runs, more just consistent base hits up and down the lineup. But so far, through 2 innings, it's been the long ball that's given the Red Sox a 3-1 lead. Sable led off the bottom of the second with a solo shot that's cut into it. 1-0 count on Simpson, runner on first. Next pitch, breaking ball, falls into the strike zone. 1-1 count on the Oklahoma State kid, facing off against his teammate, Jensen Elliott. Righty on lefty matchup with 1 away. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Drilled into right field, falls in for a base hit. Beasley to scamper to it, hurls it back into the infield. Koss will catch it, but not before Mendoza goes to third. Simpson at first. It'll be runners at the corners with 1 away for Chatham.
Well, Colin Simpson, another guy in this Anglers lineup, red hot, 391 over his last 10 ball games, and stays really hot against his teammate in Jensen Elliott. And it's kind of Simpson, his catcher, one of his catchers at Oklahoma State, gets to see him pitch a lot and catches bullpens, knows where he's going to throw, and just jumps on a pitch right there.
First and third with 1 away in the bottom of the second. Kyle McCann bats from the left side for the first time this evening. First pitch, fastball on the outer corner for a strike. Elliott gets ahead of the 8-man, the catcher tonight for Chatham from Georgia Tech. 258 hitter through 22 games. Elliott, a long look in at Kerner, glances over at first and delivers. Pitch misses low and inside. Sable led off the inning with a homer. English grounded out to Quintana. Mendoza walked. He's now at third base. Simpson with the single to push him there. He's at first. 1-1 count. Elliott steps off, third to first move. No throw made. He hold on to the baseball. Dashbach is holding Simpson on at first base. Mendoza a few steps off the bag, down the third base line. Another move, no throw from Elliott.
Well, they caught Simpson leaning a little bit last time, took a couple steps as Elliott stepped toward third, but scampered back to the bag and trying to see what he was thinking there.
Oklahoma State versus Georgia Tech. Next pitch, just clips foul. Ball in 2 strikes. Boy, would this be a nice time for another K for Jensen Elliott. Red Sox strike first in the top of the first. They're 10-1 when they're able to do that. Score first. Chatham 13-2. So a couple of teams that love to hop out on you early. 1 out, 1-2 pitch. Grounded to Koss at second. Takes a high bounce. He steps on second. Throws over to first. In time. 6-3 double play turned by Christian Koss and Andrew Dashbach to retire the side. We go to the top of the third inning. 3-1 Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out to the ballpark tonight. YD Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers, along with the Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA, would like to remind you that this is a tobacco-free ballpark. Additionally, the Massachusetts Education Reform Act prohibits the use of any tobacco products at this location. We greatly appreciate is donated to the family God by Convoy Real Estate and Construction and Pretty Properties Select Vacation Rentals. Their office is located on Depot Road, just beyond the. You need to hit a Chatham Real Estate home run. What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more by donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center. The shortstop, number 4.
2-3-4 due up for the Red Sox in the top of the third inning and a 3-1 lead for the visitors. Christian Koss, Andrew Dashbach, and Quinn Cotton expected to face the lefty Jeff Belge. Second time through the order. Tall lefty from Syracuse. From the windup, first pitch to Koss. Fastball that runs inside makes Koss moves his legs out. And what an offensive play from Christian to end that inning.
I was about to say.
1-0. Hit foul.
I mean, had to go a little bit to get that baseball, and then it hits the lip of the grass, making him jump up for it, and he's able to recover, step on the bag, and fire a strike a little bit high, but Dashbach, a great reach over at first to stay on the billow.
1-1 breaking ball, moves low. 2 balls and a strike on the all-star Christian Koss, who walked, gave Whitey their first base runner back in the first. 2-1, shows bunt and puts it down the third baseline, but it trickles foul. That one stays fair. Arenas was late to get to it. Probably on there for an infield single. Nevertheless, Koss will come back. 2 balls and 2 strikes with no outs. No one on base in the top of the third inning.
I'm sure Koss at any time has the green light to put that down. He's just got to make sure that the corner infielders are playing back far enough where he gets a good bunt down. He has plenty of time to get to first.
Here's the 2-2 to Koss. He ropes it, but right at English. Easy snare for the first baseman. Allowed first out of the third.
The first baseman, number 44, Andrew Dashbach.
Andrew Dashbach will come up for the second time. And we all remember what happened the first. Big 2-run homer to open the scoring. In the top of the first inning, that scored Koss. Gave the Red Sox a 2-0 lead. It's now 3-1 YD after Quintana and Sable hit solo shots. First pitch. Dashbach swings and puts it in the air, but foul over to the right side. Quite the spectacle here in Chatham, Mass. Fans probably reaching in the thousands on a really, really nice Sunday evening. 0-1 to Dashbach. He takes it for a strike at the knees, 0-2. Definitely the park that's highest in attendance throughout the years. You get here in the late summer, late July, early August on a Friday night, could see 3,000 or 4,000. 0-2, breaking ball that stays at the shoelaces. Ball and 2 strike on Dashbach. Belge from the windup. 1-2, fastball blows it by him, swing and a miss, strike 3. Third K of the evening for Jeff Belge, and he gets a little bit of revenge on Dashbach, and there's 2 away.
Well, this time just challenges Dashbach with that firm fastball. Dashbach maybe expecting another off-speed pitch with 2 strikes, but Belge decided to challenge him with the heater, and Dash just can't catch up to it.
Quinn Cotton up to salvage something for YD in the top of the third. 2 outs, no one on base. First pitch, curveball that falls away. Cotton flying out to Sable in right field back in the first inning. Lefty on righty matchup. Belge deals. Another off speed. Hangs high again. 2-0 on Cotton in the driver's seat. Plays his college ball at Grand Canyon. 2-0. Fastball, this one's away. 3-0 on Quinn Cotton. Leads the Red Sox in plate appearances. Coincidentally, hits as well. He's got 32 of them. Second in the Cape. 3-0, down low, ball 4. 4-pitch walk issued to Quinn Cotton. Widey with a base runner for the third straight inning. And Johnny DeLuca up to the plate.
Center fielder, number 16, Johnny DeLuca.
Johnny DeLuca will come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first. Second walk given up by Belge. Here through 2 2/3. First pitch to DeLuca. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Struck out swinging to end the first inning. One of the 3 victims that are on Belge's tab at the moment. Saw Johnny play a little first base a couple nights ago. Mostly out in right field. In center tonight. Snap throw to first. Cotton back in sliding. DeLuca, the way he's batting, it's really tough to keep him out of the lineup.
Yeah, got to just put him anywhere you can to keep getting him at bats. And if it has to be at first, you looked really good that night, a couple nights ago in Falmouth.
Super solid. Cotton going. 0-1. Hit foul out of play. Hit and run put in motion by Pickler here with 2 outs in the third. Red Sox put up 2 runs in the first inning. Tip of the cap to Andrew Dashbach, and 1 run in the second. That comes courtesy of the man on deck, Nick Quintana. 2 outs. Runner on first is Cotton. 0-2 count on DeLuca. Here's the pitch. Misses just outside. Good eye from the Oregon Duck. Meeting number 4 of the summer between these two. Another throw over to first. Cotton back in. A win apiece. And then the tie that came all the way back on June 13th, just the second day of the regular season. Seems like months and months ago. A 1-1 tie. 1-2 pitch. DeLuca will take it high. That fastball right at eye level. A little bit off the plate as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, this is the guy Belge that threw in that game. But besides that, much different rosters up and down for both these teams since that time.
2-2 breaking ball is lifted out into left field. Can of corn, though, for Simpson. Trots in and snags it for out number 3. Red Sox go down. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 3-1 YD. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It's the home half of the third inning at Veterans Field. Red Sox 3, Anglers 1. Bottom of the order due up for Chatham. Jorge Arenas will dig in from the right side to face the righty Jensen Elliott. Just the one blemish to his resume so far was a Blake Sable solo shot. That started off the bottom of the second. Elliott from the windup fires in a fastball, and it's popped up in foul territory. First base side, Dashbach calling ball, and he's got the ball. 1 pitch, 1 away in the third. Top of the order, John Rave will bat with 1 out, no one on base. Greg Jones on deck. Elliott faced the minimum in the first, though did give up a base hit. Picked off Michael Bush, leading the wrong way off the back. Into the motions. First pitch to Rave. He'll take it low and away. Everyone driving up to Fenway tomorrow morning for the pro day. Should be a ton of fun. And great weather expected, too. 1-0. Fastball pounded in there for a strike. 1-1. Red Sox and Anglers actually going to be sharing the field for BP and infield, outfield, slotted around the 12 o'clock hour. 1-1 delivery is popped up high on the infield once again. This to the left side, and Casas waving for it. On the lip of the outfield grass, makes the catch. Just a few pitches here in the third inning. Don't look now, but Elliott working quickly through the Anglers' order at the moment.
I have a question for you, Dana. Who
yes, sir.
Most looking forward to watch take BP at Fenway?
Well, I think if the first inning is any testament, Andrew Dashbach's got a chance to shoot a few over the monster, especially the way he can turn on that from the left side. That's going to be a lot of fun. Jones at the plate. First pitch. Lefty will take it for a strike. I think I'll probably go Dashbach, though. Quintana as well. I mean, just showed the power here in the second. He's got a ton of pop in that bat. 0-1. Another off-speed pitch. Another strike to Jones. It's 0-2.
Well, Quintana a little bit smaller than Dashbach, but don't let that fool you. You said maybe distance-wise, best power on the team, arguably.
0-2 pitch. Fastball just nicked by Jones. Back to the bricks that line from home plate all the way to the respective dugouts. Red Sox to the right. Anglers to the left. 0-2 count. 2 outs. No one on base. In the bottom of the third, Red Sox out in front. 3-1. Time called by Jones. The lefty hitter will step out. UNC Wilmington product. 0-2. That one runs in, and that clips Jones, possibly maybe on the foot, that front right foot. And he'll gingerly trot down and take first base. Not a clean inning for Elliott. Now he's got to face Michael Bush, who singled off him back in the first.
Now we're talking about stolen bases in this contest. We're saying with David Hamilton when he reached back in the second inning, but now got to keep a close eye on with Jones over at first base. Cape leading 11 steals entering today.
Bush singled in the first inning to right field, then was thrown out. Now bats with 2 away in the bottom of the third. Elliott from the stretch throws over to first. Back in time is Jones. You mentioned the 11 steals. Try and maybe get into scoring position here with 2 away. With your 3-hitter at the plate in Michael Bush. Elliott glances at first. Now throws over. Another tag by Andrew. Back in safely once again. No count on Bush. Still awaiting his first pitch. Elliott into the motions and deals breaking ball that's put foul down the first base line. Rolling towards the Red Sox bullpen, which situated over on the hill in foul territory. All the YD pitchers sitting up there right amongst the fans, including 3 of the YD reliever all-stars. 0-1 fastball upstairs, a ball and a strike. Sam Kessler, Tyler Madrigal, and Trent Denholm all making the all-star game that's going to be at White House Field in Harwich, Mass. next Sunday, week from today. First pitch at 6 o'clock, East versus West. 1-1 count, 2 away. Jones over at first. Has to scramble back as Elliott throws over once again. The ball gets away from Dashbach, just a couple feet away, and he retrieves it. Bush, the number 3 player in Minnesota coming out of high school. Went to UNC, now playing with Chatham. Elliott's 1-1 breaking ball that's fisted foul out of play down the left field line. Over by the Anglers bullpen. Foul territory on the left side. A ball and 2 strikes. Arenas popped out. Rave as well. Jones plunked by a pitch. He's at first base with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch to Bush. Another foul ball turning into a battle between Elliott and the Chatham second baseman. He has 8 runs batted in this summer. You never know. even just a single with the speed of Jones, if he's off with the pitch, he can bust his way around those base paths, could score. Elliott will step off.
Yeah, we saw Kyle Stowers of Falmouth taking advantage of Whitey playing deep in the outfield, which they are right now.
Next pitch, hit foul, and off with the pitch was Jones. Tom Holliday putting the hit and run in motion in his first season at the helm of the Anglers. After John Schiffner, the longtime Chatham A's skipper, has moved on. 1-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Jones, good lead off of first base. Elliott setting at the chest, throws over, paying a lot of attention. He's back in safely for the fourth time. Getting a little bit closer every single toss.
Well, Elliott, every time he's thrown over to first, it's been close.
2 away. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball that falls in the dirt. Kerner scampers to grab it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Michael Bush. 1 for 1 with a single in a 3-1 ball game. Red Sox 3 runs off of 4 hits. Anglers with a lone run coming off of 3. Another throw over. Andrew doesn't even bother putting the tag on this time. I mean, you can't blame him. You lead the Cape League in steals. That draws some sort of attention.
A lot of attention.
The 5th time that Elliott has checked on him. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Just nicked foul, and this off the leg of Bush. In some pain. Moves his way into foul territory down the third baseline. Once again, Jones off with the pitch. And Bush attending to his ankle.
Wow, that's the right ankle. Like it got a really solid piece of that. We see a lot of hitters these days wearing those shin / kind of foot guards on that foot facing the pitcher. For Bush, left-handed batter, that would be his right foot. He's not wearing one, and in the process, just drills one off his foot, and he's in pain. You're right.
Walking around home plate in the grass, and now finally gets into the dirt. Takes a couple of practice hacks. Jones regaining the lead off of first base. 2 outs, a 2-2 count in the bottom of the third. Red Sox up a pair over the Anglers here at Veterans Field. Jensen Elliott, the Whitey starter. Tall righty. Deals the 2-2, and this one fought off again. Put foul to the left side. Turning into quite a battle between Michael Bush. He doesn't want to go down.
This will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Elliott, you think maybe try and expand out of the strike zone a little bit, have Bush try and go chase after something.
Pitch count elevating a bit. This number 50 of the outing. 2-2 again. Breaking ball, and it falls low. Bush lays off of it. Full count worked by the 3-man. 2 outs. 1 runner on for Chatham. 2 more meetings to come between these 2 squads. 1 right here at Veterans and 1 at home at Red Wilson. Payoff pitch is hit on the ground. Charging is Hamilton, the second baseman. Up with it, flips to Dashbach at first to retire the side. A battle between Elliott and Bush, won by Jensen. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. 3-1 lead for the Red Sox. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Nick Quintana to lead off the fourth inning for the Red Sox. 3-1 lead for Whitey over Chatham in the top of the fourth. Quintana facing Belge. First pitch. Fastball. He swings at it and ropes it through the hole on the left side. Leadoff single for Nick Quintana. He's 2 for 2 with the home run as well. Red Sox already in business here in the fourth.
How about him? Seeing the ball really well, and when you're seeing that, you want to be aggressive, and he just gets that fastball right in the strike zone, gets the barrel on it, and absolutely rips that single for his second hit of the day.
Great to see Quintana coming around. He's now on first base. No outs in the fourth, and Zach Zubia will step up to the right side. Popped out to Colin Simpson in left field back in the second inning. Lefty on righty matchup. First pitch, fastball pounds in there for a strike on the Texas Longhorn. So Belge giving up the 5 hits. Hasn't been awfully too bad in this start. Just those 2 homers that put up a big staple. 0-1 hangs high. Ball and a strike on Zubia. Just a 240 hitter with the 1 homer. 4 runs batted in so far this summer through 10 games for Scott Pickler. Belge, the lefty from St. John's, sets above the belt, into the motion, deals the 1-1, swing and a miss. Quintana going, and the throw airmailed all the way out to center field. Playable for John Rave. Stolen base for Nick Quintana, and maybe Kyle McCann just wasn't expecting it. Was a swinging strike, so the count 1-2, but runner in scoring position.
Well, if that throw's on target, Quintana, I think, is sitting duck out at second base. The throw had him beat by a mile, but that throw completely airmailed all the way out into center field.
Quintana now the lead off of second base. Prime RBI opportunity for Zubia. Ball and 2 strikes on the YD DH. Belge looks back at second and comes home with a breaking ball just off the plate away from Zubia, the righty. 2 balls and 2 strikes with no outs. He's the individual champion of the Northwoods Home Run Derby last year, but just 1 so far here in the Cape. 2-2 pitch to Zach. Swings at it and pops it up on the infield. Now shallow right. Going back English. He'll make the snag. Just about 10 feet into the outfield for the first out. You got to think that power for Zubia has got to come around at some point. We saw just a little peek of it against the Whitecaps at home. And there's more to come. Scott Pickler is going to keep throwing him in the lineup. Have to think he'll start producing at some point soon. David Hamilton now to plate with 1 out. Quintana on second base. Lefty hitter, first pitch, swing in and pops it up behind home plate. McCann tosses off the mask and makes the catch. Tough way for David Hamilton to go down, and there's 2 away. It'll be up to Adam Kerner to make good on that leadoff single for Quintana.
Yeah, it's got to be real frustrating. Getting that leadoff single from Nick Quintana, and then not just 2 straight outs, 2 straight pop-ups on the infield is just not what you want to see.
So tip your hat to Belge, going right after Zubia and Hamilton. See if Kerner can do something better with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Lefty on righty matchup. Belge a couple glances at second and fires home. Swing and a miss from Kerner. Catcher from San Diego, 5'10", 185. California native who's traveled a long way to play his summer ball on the Cape. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kerner. Another swing and a miss. Can't match up to the velocity at the moment of the fastball from Belge. He's down 0-2. Kerner will dig back in. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Quintana on second. 3-1 lead for the Red Sox. Belge sets and fires. Fastball inside. Kerner will push his way back. Stay alive in the count 1-2. He's got 5 RBIs. Number 6 is waiting for him at second base in Nick Quintana. If he can pick up a base hit. 1-2 pitch. Lofted out into shallow center field. Coming on is Rave, and it falls in for a base hit. Quintana around third, play at the plate. Ball dropped by McCann. Quintana scores RBI single for Adam Kerner, and it's 4-1 Red Sox.
Well, Kerner, some good two-strike hitting right there. Gets just enough of it to bloop it into center field. And Quintana slowed up a little bit coming around third. I think he thought that might get caught, but had to put on the wheels once he saw that ball drop in. And able to come home and score with McCann dropping it. Now lead 4-1 for YD.
There was no slide from Quintana, and the throw was close, but McCann bobbled it. One aboard, 2 outs. Beasley at the plate, swings at the first pitch and lofts it out into right field. Sable on his horse over by the YD bullpen, stumbles, can't make the catch. Looked like maybe right by where the rubber is for the YD bullpen. Kerner was off with the pitch, and now the Chatham faithful will give Blake Sable a round of applause. It was a heck of an effort.
Had a long way to go to get that one, and once you're getting near the fence, you know how you can tell where the fence is when you start running uphill onto that mound, and ends up taking a bit of a nasty spill. Hits up against that chain link fence, but looks like he's all right. Just a little dirt on his jersey.
0-1. Called strike on the outside corner to Beasley. Pitch count now over 70 for the lefty Jeff Belge. From St. John's with 0-2 count, 2 outs. Kerner off of first. The pitch to Beasley. He puts this one into the Red Sox dugout. Look out. Everyone seems to be okay. I believe that was Andrew Dashbach who had to lunge out of the way. Beasley trying to just stay alive. Couldn't really hit it for contact. Stays alive in the at-bat. 0-2 pitch will wait. Throw over to first. They've got Kerner stuck in a rundown. Tag applied by the shortstop, Jones. And that will retire. Kerner retire to the side, but the Red Sox tack on another run thanks to the RBI Adam Kerner single that scores Quintana. It's 4-1 Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Home half of the 4th inning in Chatham, Massachusetts. The visiting YD Red Sox with a 4-1 lead over the Anglers. Here as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lights on, past the 8 o'clock hour on the East Coast. Ton of fans lining left and right. Both bleachers all occupied. Some stragglers out there on the field as well on the hill that goes up from center field all the way out to right. Just a great scene here in the Chatham Town Center. Dangerous part of the order due up for Chatham. 4, 5, and 6. Sable, English, and Mendoza to face Jensen Elliott in his 4th inning. He's pitched 52 offerings, just giving up the lone run and 3 hits, and that 1 run came in a big way. Blake Sable, the guy at the plate, leads off here in the 4th, and he led off the 2nd with his 7th home run of the summer. That leads the Cape far and away. Righty on lefty matchup to begin the 4th inning. Elliott from the windup fires in the first pitch, a fastball that misses inside on Sable. Average up over 330. 17 runs batted in. More than worthy of his all-star nod. 1-0. Breaking ball that misses low in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes on Blake Sable. 4-1 lead for the Red Sox. They've tacked on a bit here. Big run put up in the top of the 4th. Quintana crossing home plate, courtesy of the RBI single from Adam Kerner in the 9th spot tonight. But a clutch hit. 2-0 to Sable. Curveball away. 3 straight balls pitched to Blake Sable here in the bottom of the 4th. Couple of finals already across the Cape. Firebirds beat the Whitecaps 3-2 at Stony Brook Field. 3-0 to Sable. Fastball at the knees. Called strike. And the Commodores take care of business against the Kettleers at Lowell Park. 8-1 final there. Falmouth victorious. Jensen's 3-1 pitch. Fastball runs inside. Leadoff walk for Blake Sable. He's been perfect at the dish so far. Base runner for Chatham to begin the 4th inning. Just the first walk given up by Jensen Elliott. And Tristan English, dangerous hitter in the 5-hole. 312 clip, 24 hits, and 15 runs batted in, including 4 long bombs. One of them coming against these very YD Red Sox back on June 29th. No outs, 1 runner on. First pitch to English. He drills this one. Deep center field. DeLuca back at the wall, and he's got it. Highlight reel catch from Johnny DeLuca at the warning track. What a play from the Oregon Duck. Covered a ton of ground. Caught it in the webbing, and there's 1 away. And a great appreciation from the Chatham fans. Although it may have robbed English of extra bases, they can attest that was one heck of a play from Johnny DeLuca to get that first out, number 1. Sable stays at first base, and Drew Mendoza digs in from the left side. Righty on lefty matchup. Sable, a good lead off of first, held on by Dashbach. Elliott sets, deals, fastball, misses low. That one hit to the right of DeLuca. That triangle here at Veterans Field pokes all the way out, 385 depth. That hit a bit to the right of it. Might have had the distance, though. 1-0 to Mendoza. Breaking ball popped up on a right field side. Beasley will camp under it, finds it in the lights, and squeezes it for the second out of the inning. Colin Simpson will be the last out for Chatham in the 4th inning to make good on Blake Sable's leadoff walk. Tristan English flying out to DeLuca, robbing him, and now Mendoza pop out to right. That's produced the 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Another matchup of teammates from Oklahoma State. Simpson and Elliott doing battle once again. Throw over to first. Dashbach applying the tag, not in time to get Sable. Simpson singling back in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 1 against his college teammate. Another throw over. This one pretty close. Dashbach putting the tag right on the helmet of Sable. First place umpire Jim Fonseca waving his hands across to signal safe. Sable is 6 for 8 on stolen base attempts. Might try and go here with 2 outs. Elliott deals the first pitch. Wave and a miss from Simpson. He was well out in front of that breaking ball. Sitting fastball. Strike 1. McCann stands on deck. Should Simpson reach and continue the inning in the bottom of the 4th. Red Sox lead it 4-1 over Chatham here at Veterans Field. Righty Elliott offers home. This curveball is put out into deep right field. DeLuca over there, and it's over the fence. A 2-run homer for Colin Simpson. They just keep flying out of here at Veterans Field. It's a 4-3 lead for the Red Sox. Colin Simpson's first homer of the summer is off his college teammate Jensen Elliott and brings the Anglers closer. Just a 1-run deficit now in the bottom of the 4th. Sable scoring after he led off the inning with a walk. And Colin Simpson puts it out of Veterans Field. Red Sox 4, Anglers 3. McCann to plate from the left side. First pitch he swings at and grounds it foul. Whitey with 2 runs in the first, a run in the second, run in the fourth. Anglers 1 in the second, now 2 here in the 4th inning. 0-1 breaking ball that stays away to even the count up at 1-1. So Simpson 2 for 2. Single off of Elliott. Now the 2-run homer. Brings the Anglers a little bit closer. 1-1. Fastball pushed inside. Forces McCann to turn away and avoid it from touching his jersey. 2 balls and a strike on Kyle McCann, the catcher. Elliott now from the windup. 2-1. Cut on and missed. Might have foul tipped it. If so, it was right into the mid of Kerner. 2 balls and 2 strikes on McCann, who grounded out into that inning-ending double play in the second. Koss picking it up, touching second, and then throwing to first. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jensen Elliott gets McCann to fish high and away to retire the side, but not before the Anglers come a little bit closer. A 2-run bomb from Colin Simpson puts the score at 4-3 Red Sox. We go to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Through 4 full innings at Veterans Field, a 4-3 lead for the Red Sox over the hometown Chatham Anglers. Top of the order due up for the Red Sox, Beasley, Koss, and Dashbach. Facing a new pitcher for Chatham, Troy Miller. Righty hurler from Michigan, 6'4", 215 on the bump, making appearance number 8. He's got 1 start, 17 innings pitched, and an ERA of 1.01. Righty fires home the first pitch, and Beasley lofts it out into right field. Sable ranging back, camps under it, and makes the catch for out number 1. So going with that Tom Holliday strategy of putting on 2 starters, 1 to go 1 through 4. Next one, 5 through 8, as Belge exits. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 1 away for Christian Koss, no one on base in the top of the 5th. Right-handed hitter from UC Irvine digs in. First pitch. Breaking ball lays off of it as it trickles low. All-star for Koss. And he's 0 for 1 today. Did walk and score back in the first inning. 1-0. Hangs well high. Koss has to duck out of the way. 2-0. So meeting number 4 between the Red Sox and the Anglers. 2 more to come, at least in the regular season. 2-0. Cut on and fouled right around home plate. 2 balls and a strike on Koss. July 21st, right back here at Veterans Field. And then the 27th at Red Wilson to round out the regular season, though. The way these two teams are playing, they could very well meet up in the playoffs. 2-1. Fastball runs inside. 3 balls and a strike on Christian Koss. Whitey's put up 4 runs, have the top average in the Cape. Lead all teams with a .286 clip. 3-1 is drilled out into deep left field. Simpson back at the track looking up. Kiss it goodbye. Christian Koss's first home run of the summer. An exclamation point at Veterans Field. And Whitey leads it 5-3. Another no-doubter home run for the Red Sox. Koss showing the power. Just had 1 last summer, ties his total here in 2018, and doubles the Red Sox advantage. 5-3 now. Third home run the Red Sox have hit this evening. First one came the guy at the plate, Dashbach. He'll plate with 1 away. First pitch, fastball, runs high and inside. He hit a 2-run homer that scored Christian. Quintana led off the second with a solo. And then Christian Koss, first homer of the summer, here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 to Dashbach. Curveball that forces Dashbach to duck low out of the way. 2-0 on Andrew. It's got to be a great feeling for Christian. He just hit 1 homer through 52 games at UC Irvine this past season. Sends one out of Veterans Field. 2-0 to Dash. Fastball upstairs and away. 3-0. So Miller, the new pitcher for the Anglers, getting roughed up a bit early on here in the 5th. Appearance number 8. That ERA going up a bit here. 3-0. Fastball right down Main Street for a strike. Dashbach taken all the way. 3-1. 101 ERA entering today. Just runs given up in 1 appearance. 2 of them against Wareham back on June 27th. 3-1. Goes with a heater again, connects in the strike zone. He's fought his way back to push it full against Andrew Dashbach, who's 1 for 2 with the homer. Strikeout swinging came in the 3rd. One of the 3 collected by Belch. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Fooled him with the curveball. Dashbach retired, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Quinn Cotton. Beasley flied out to right to begin the 5th. Koss solo homer. Sandwiched in between as Dashbach strikes out swinging. So base is empty for Quinn Cotton. Who's 0 for 1 today. Walked back in the 3rd, though. First pitch. Swings at it and pokes it out into right field. Sable's got a beat on it. Few steps in front of the warning track, and he makes the catch to retire the side. But Christian Koss's first homer of the summer gives the Red Sox a 5-3 lead as we go to the home half of the 5th. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
It'll be 9-1-2 due up in the bottom of the 5th for the hometown Chatham Anglers. They are trailing first place Whitey Red Sox 5-3. Balls have been flying out of the ballpark here at Veterans Field tonight. A combined 5 between these 2 ball clubs. Jensen Elliott back out to start the bottom of the 5th inning. He's through 4 innings of 3-run ball. First pitch on the way to Jorge Arenas. Catches the plate at the knees for strike one. I mean, Elliott himself has given up a pair of home runs, one to Blake Sable, one to Colin Simpson. The windup, here's the 0-1. That one's lifted out into deep right field. Back on it is Beasley, right in front of the warning track. He's there to make the catch in front of the 357 sign out in right center field for a quick out, number one. That'll flip the lineup over. Now John Rave, bat for the third time today, 0 for 3. A ground out to Dashbach at first, back in the first inning to lead off the ball game, and a pop out to Christian Koss at shortstop back in the third inning. First pitch from Elliott. That misses low for ball one. Now, Rave yesterday 0 for 3 against Harwich, snapped his 7-game hitting streak he had going into that contest. One in the 1-0. That misses low off speed pitch. 2-0 the count on Rave. Illinois State product. Jensen Elliott looking at Adam Chatham, his catcher, as the sign, fires home the 2-0. That's over on the inside corner for a strike. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Just 1 walk for Jensen Elliott today. Actually 2 walks and a hit by pitch as the 2-1 is lined out into center field right, though, to Johnny DeLuca. Moves a few steps to his right and makes the catch at his eye level for out number 2. That'll bring up Greg Jones. Jones reached on that hit by pitch and also struck out back in the first inning. One of 2 strikeout victims for Jensen Elliott today. The all-star for YD getting the start here on a Sunday night in Chatham. First pitch to Jones, misses outside for ball 1. Elliott, one of 9 YD all-stars. He'll be playing in the Cape Cod League All-Star game week from today. 0-1, or 1-0, pardon me. Swing and a miss by Jones right over the top of an off-speed pitch. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Jones, the freshman out of UNC Wilmington, 1-1 swing and a miss. Jensen quickly ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, a 263 average and 80 at-bats so far this season. Trio of home runs to his name, also leading the Cape in stolen bases with 11. Elliott out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kerner applies the tag on Jones to record the out on the drop, 3rd strike, and a quick 1-2-3 5th inning for Jensen Elliott as he keeps the Anglers off the scoreboard. We head to the top of the 6th, 5-3 YD in front of Chatham. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Five, 6, and 7 due up in the Whitey lineup. Top of the 6th inning. Whitey in front of Chatham by a score of 5-3. First place versus second in the Eastern Division. Red Sox at the top, 38 points, 17-8-4 record. Anglers right behind them, 32 points at 15-12-2. Johnny DeLuca up to the plate for the 3rd time today. Watches ball 1 high and outside from Troy Miller. Came in relief of Jeff Belge. Pitched the first 4 frames of this ball game tonight. Righty out of Michigan. Lines, here's the 0-1. 1-0, pardon me. Swing and a miss from DeLuca. Evens up the count at 1-1. Well, against the lefty Bells, DeLuca bat from the right side. Now we'll flip around and bat left-handed with the righty Miller out on the rubber. It's the 1-1. Fastball catches the strike zone right at the knees. 1-2. The count on DeLuca. One of 9 All-Stars. And we'll get the start out in the outfield at White House Field a week from today. Grounds one over to first base. Fielding it over there is Tristan English. Throws on over to Miller, covering the bag in time for out number 1 here in the 6th. 3-1 put out, and that will bring up Nick Quintana, having quite the day so far. Hit a bomb out to dead away left center field back in the 2nd inning. His 2nd home run of this summer, and then singled in the 4th. First pitch swinging, will foul it straight back, trying to have more of that early count success like he did earlier today. The fog now moving in even more here at Veterans Field. As just look up at the lights surrounding this ballpark as the 0-1 misses low. The curveball evens up the count at 1-1. Kind of a mysterious, eerie fog as it drifts in from the Atlantic Ocean and the water surrounding Cape Cod. There's the wind and the 1-1 to Quintana. Curveball misses high. 2-1 the count on the Arizona Wildcat. But it's just something that sometimes happens out here in Chatham. I've had a couple fog delays already here this season. Here's the 2-1. Fastball will miss high. 3-1 the count on Quintana. But as it is right now, it's not too bad, but the fog keeps rolling in. Might have to go into a fog delay. Cross your fingers that doesn't happen. Miller into the windup. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and hit in high in the air out to shallow center field. In comes John Rave. Out is the shortstop, Greg Jones. He has it, and he makes the catch basket level right at his belt for out number 2. It looked like the center fielder, John Rave, might have lost that in the fog a little bit. Kind of at the last second did a little shrug. Didn't know where that was. Jones there out to bail him out. He had a beat on it the whole way. That'll bring up Zach Zubia for the 3rd time today. Has popped out both times. Back in the 2nd, it was to left field. And then in the 4th, it was to Tristan English at first base. Troy Miller retired the first 2 batters here in the 6th inning. And make it 3 in a row. First pitch to Zubia, fought off foul down the first base side, drifts out of play. Whitey has experienced quite a few shortened games this season, whether it be daylight or usually daylight. Here's the 0-1, that'll miss low. 1-1 the count. 4 ties on the season for Whitey, a pair at Stony Brook Field, and then also a pair at Red Wilson. Chatham Anglers, the victims of one of those ties as well. 2nd game of the season. 1-1, fastball misses inside. 2-1 the count on Zubia, Texas Longhorn. 11 home runs this past season with the Longhorns. The 277 clip. 2-1, ripped right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Whitey extends this 6th inning with Zach Zubia checking in with his first base hit of the ball game. And that will bring up David Hamilton, his Longhorn teammate. That's going to feel good for Zubia, who's going to jog to the dugout. Now is when we'll see Noah Campbell, another all-star for YD, is going to pat Zach Zubia on the back and take his spot over at first base. Campbell, a guy, 17-game hitting streak, left out of the starting lineup here today, but now enters as a pinch runner here in the 6th inning. Now here's David Hamilton. Reached on a single, was picked off in the 2nd inning. We're now working the first pitch to Hamilton. Fastball, that misses high and away. Check swing. They appeal down to Mark Delaney at 2nd base. Umpire says he did not go around. Now here's Hamilton, one of the top 2 base stealers in the league, alongside Greg Jones, who's playing shortstop for the Anglers tonight. Campbell leads off of first. 2-0, misses high to Hamilton. Well, the count's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. A count on David Hamilton. YD a 5-3 lead over Chatham. 5 home runs already in this ball game. 2-0. That misses away. 3 balls and no strikes, the count on Hamilton. If David can reach, it'll be Adam Kerner. He'll get a chance on deck. He swings the bat in the on-deck circle, wearing his knee pads. Catcher for YD today. Here's the 3-0. That misses high, ball 4. Hamilton tosses his bat aside, jogs down to first base, and Adam Kerner, for the second time today, will get a chance to drive in a run with 2 outs. Had a 2-out RBI single, and then was picked off back in the 4th inning. That single brought around Nick Quintana, who led off the frame with a single. So he sheds the knee pads and will stroll to home plate and look to extend this YD lead. For YD, it's been 3 home runs that have done most of the damage tonight. Andrew Dashbach, a towering shot to left field in the 1st inning. Nick Quintana went out to left center field in the 2nd inning, and then Christian Koss went out to straightaway left in the 5th inning. Runners now at 1st and 2nd for Adam Kerner. Hamilton at 1st and Campbell at 2nd. It's the first pitch. That misses off the plate away. 1-0 the count on Kerner. Ganner out of UC San Diego. Season where he hit .338, a pair of home runs, 23 RBIs. There's the wind and the 1-0 to Kerner. That catches the inside corner for a strike. 179 clip entering play today for the YD backstop. Did not play in the game yesterday. We saw Patrick Bailey light up Brewster pitching, went 3/4 of the way to the cycle. It's the 1-1. That'll miss off the plate away. 2 balls and a strike to count on Kerner. Bailey yesterday, the backstop from NC State, the newest Red Sox on this ball club, had a double, a single, and a home run in that contest. Was just a triple shy. There's the wind and the 2-1 from Miller. Popped out into shallow center field, up into that fog. Ranging in is Raven center field. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 3. And YD leaves 2 base runners stranded here in the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 in favor of the Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom half of the 6th inning here at Veterans Field. 6-3 in favor of the YD Red Sox. It'll be Michael Bush to lead off the frame for the Anglers. 3, 4, and 5 due up in the Chatham lineup. They will face a new arm on the mound for YD. It'll be Trent Denholm, another one of the All-Stars. Has yet to allow an earned run, 11 2/3 innings, 2-0 record on the season, and 18 strikeouts. First pitch to Bush. He'll miss low for ball 1. replace Jensen Elliott. It's pretty good today. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs they were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Here's the wind in the 1-0. That bounces in there, blocked by Kerner. Count quickly 2-0 on Bush. I mean, all-star replacing all-star out there on the rubber for the Red Sox. As even more fog is trickling onto the field here at Veterans. As out of the windup, here's the 2-0. That fastball will catch the knees. 2-1 the count. And it's just billowing in even more now with the sky darkening, becoming a little more evident. It's maybe 25 feet off the ground. As here's the wind in the 2-1. Another fastball catches the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Bush.
And just another great start from Elliott. What we've come to expect. Goes 5 innings, 4 hits to 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. More than serviceable.
Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lined foul down the third base side. Hits the protective netting, lining home plate and going down about halfway down both first and third base lines. 2-2 the count on Bush. North Carolina Tar Heel. In the box, here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called right on the inside corner. No complaints from Bush as he will walk back to the Chatham dugout down the third base side for out number 1. And that will bring up Blake Sable. Just a paint job there from Trent Denholm, a guy that didn't strike out too many batters this past spring at UC Irvine, but has been on a strikeout tear on the rubber here on Cape Cod. Here's Sable, the Cape League leader in home runs with 7. First pitch over for a strike and off-speed pitch. Entered today with 6, 1 ahead of his teammate Spencer Torkelson and Wareham's Andrew Vaughn for the lead. And, has homered in 3 straight games. It's the 0-1, fouled straight back. 0-2 the count on Sable. But it's just absolutely been on fire. A home run in 3 straight games and now 7 on the summer. Denholm quickly ahead of the USC Trojan. 0-2. 0-2 pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strike. The count on Sable. Denholm just 48 strikeouts in 74 1/3 innings this season at UC Irvine. And that stuff has ticked way up since getting to the East Massachusetts. As Kerner will call time, go out to have a quick chat with Denholm. Not wanting to make a mistake to Sable. He showed off the power and just try not to leave anything hanging.
Yeah, for sure, especially in a tight ball game like this, and runs have been coming via the long ball. You just mentioned how Sable can put a charge into something if it's left over the plate, but Denholm's just been so good with his placement, already showcasing it here with the strikeout looking of Bush, but throughout all 5 of his appearances, that's really where he strives, is his ability to locate his breaking ball as well as his fastball as well.
1-2 the count on Blake Sable. Denholm looks in at Kerner. Gives the signs out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Drops a curveball right on the outside corner and freezes Blake Sable for out number 2. Second straight strikeout to start his outing here tonight for Trent Denholm. That'll bring up Tristan English. Just nasty stuff right there.
Well, he gets Bush with the fastball, puts it on the outer black, and then just drops that 12-6 on Sable. He was dumbfounded. Nothing he could do.
Here is Tristan English, the first baseman. First pitch swinging, fouls it straight back. As there's an even bigger cloud of fog rolling in from down the third base line, right near the left field foul pole onto the field here at Veterans. It's just looking so ominous. Here's the wind in the 0-1. That one's ripped right out to shortstop. A leaping grab for Christian Koss for out number 3. He's made a couple of nice defensive plays out at shortstop tonight. We head to the top of the 7th inning here at a foggy Veterans field. 5-3, Red Sox lead. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Troy Miller still out on the bump for Chatham as we start this top of the 7th inning. It will be top of the lineup due up for YD, and Zach Ashford will bat for Brad Beasley. Junior out of Fresno State. Replacing Beasley after 3 at-bats. Beasley will finish his day 0 for 3. As Ashford, the lefty, now as Scott Pickler is kind of combating that 2-starter strategy by Tom Holliday, throwing out all of his righties for the lefty starter. And then once the righty comes in out of the bullpen, bring in all the left-handed bats. Here's Ashford. Fresno State Bulldog. First pitch swing, skies that one out into the fog and shallow left field. Coming in is Simpson. He's there. He's got it for out number 1. And credit to Simpson for finding that ball through the fog as it is just billowing out onto the field here at Veterans for out number 1.
And credit to him because it just makes it all that much more difficult, especially the way if it gets caught up in the lights. That could be very difficult to find on just a routine pop-up.
So here's Christian Koss. First pitch breaking ball misses high. Tattooed a home run back in the 5th inning his last time up. Got in front of an off-speed pitch and just lofted that over the left field fence. Here's the wind in the 0-1. Shatters his bat as that one dribbles out towards first base. Miller will pick it up and jog to the bag himself for out number 2. That bat went flying down the third base side. It looked like Koss might have just had the handle. I still walked back to the dugout. Didn't even leave the batter's box. So that'll be a 1 unassisted to first base. And there's 2 down.
Well, I just think he believed there was no chance that ball actually got into fair territory. But give Christian credit. The second he realized it, he started hustling his way down the line. Pretty much happens every single time. He's going to give it his all.
Made it about a hard 80 feet down that first base line before Miller stepped on the bag. Here's Dashbach, first pitch swinging. Dribbles it out towards English at first base. Shovels on over to first. Covering the bag is Miller. He's there for out number 3. A very quick 1-2-3 7th inning here for the Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and we'll be stretching here at Veterans Field. Red Sox lead 5-3. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Veterans Field. 5-3. Red Sox lead the Anglers in the battle of first versus second place in the Eastern Division. We Drew Mendoza, Colin Simpson, and Kyle McCann due up for the Anglers. Bottom half of the 7th inning, they trail by 2. Mendoza, the Florida State Seminole, will dig in. For today, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Denholm still on the rubber for YD. First pitch, fastball misses outside. For ball 1, Denholm came in relief of Jensen Elliott. 6th inning, recorded 2 strikeouts and a lineout. 1-2-3 frame. It's the wind in the 1-0. Off-speed pitch check, swing by Mendoza. They check down to third, and third base umpire Mark Delaney said he did not go around. 2-0 the count on Mendoza.
You got to be careful with this guy. He's got a ton of power in his bat. We've already seen it once against the Red Sox this summer. He can cut into a lead with one swing.
The windup, here's the 2-0. Off-speed pitch misses high. 3 balls and no strikes. The count on Mendoza. So returner to the Cape League, was with YD last season, hit 171. Here's the 3-0 from Denholm. That's over right down Main Street for strike one. 3-1 the count on Drew Mendoza. Season at Florida State, hit .313, 7 home runs, 44 RBIs. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and roped out to right field. That's through for a base hit. It is now Zach Ashford out in right field as Mendoza reaches with a leadoff single here in the 7th. That'll bring up Colin Simpson.
Well, that was a nice piece of hitting from Mendoza there. Just puts it through the right side. Doesn't try to do a whole lot. You get your leadoff man aboard and see what the rest of your order can do.
Now here's a guy, Colin Simpson, step into the plate who's on fire. Just a 200 clip entering today. His last 10, though, hitting .390 today. A single and a home run. 2-run shot coming back in the 4th. First pitch from Denholm. This is just off the plate away with a fastball. 1-0 the count on Simpson. I really struggled to start this summer, and is really finding his way here in mid-July. Mendoza takes his lead off of first base. Denholm now on the stretch. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Denholm with that fastball in the same spot off the plate away. And Simpson fans right over the top of it.
Well, this is the guy you want if you're a YD fan out there on the mound. Denholm, he's bridged so many great innings from starters to get to the closer and Nelson. He's got a battle against these Anglers hitters, though.
Denholm pauses. Here's the 1-1. That misses low. 2 balls and a strike to count on Simpson. Denholm, the strikeout numbers really good here on the Cape. Himself an all-star selection. Will probably come out of the bullpen. The game taking place at White House Field in Harwich 1 week from today. Here's the 2-1. Ripped out through to the hole in short, and that's through into left field for a base hit. Simpson reaches with his 3rd base hit of the ball game and back-to-back singles for the Anglers to start this 7th inning. That'll bring up Kyle McCann.
Just kind of got inside-outed on that swing a bit, but enough power with the bat to put it past Christian Kaz, who he started going the right way, but just got too deep in the hole, and something cooking here for Chatham, the bottom of the order at the plate.
So here is McCann to step to the plate for the 3rd time today. 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and has struck out. The first pitch. That catches the outside corner for strike 1. As the fog's still creeping out onto Veterans Field, as it's getting lower and lower and getting a lot thicker as the sun goes down, the fog just keeps rolling, almost completely covering the field. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. Foul tip back to the glove of Kerner, and the count quickly 0-2. Talking about that fog earlier, as it looked like it was just starting to come in. It is no joke. It has made the sky very opaque. It's the wind in the 0-2. Check, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Denholm. Nice bounce back pitch right there for Trent Denholm. A huge first out here in the 7th inning. And that will bring up the 9-hitter. So we're going to have a pinch hitter. It'll be John McMillan out of Texas Tech hitting for the Anglers in place of Jorge Arenas. 0 for 2 so far. Left-hander will step to the plate. He's yet to collect a hit this season, 4 at-bats. Mainly a pitcher on this roster. The first pitch will miss low for a ball 1. 3 games, an ERA up around 5. 9 innings so far this summer. The Texas Tech Red Raider. Denholm winds. Here's the first pitch. That one is lofted out into semi-deep right field, right in front of the track is Ashford. He's there to make the catch. The runners have to stay put. They each go about a quarter of the way towards the next base, but will have to retreat. Denholm able to get that ball just in on the hands enough of McMillan for out number 2.
Well, the way that these home runs have been flying out of here at Veterans Field, seems like every routine fly ball brings some sort of awe or ooh from the crowd. That got pretty far out there to the track. Just a fly out, though, and a big second out. Love to see how Denholm's bouncing back here.
So 2 outs now in the 7th, and that will flip the lineup over. Here's John Rave. And we'll watch a pitch for ball 1. Not the biggest ballpark here at Veterans. 340 to left, 385 to center, 314 down the right field line. Denholm, here's the 1-0. That off-speed pitch misses low. 2-0 the count. On the leadoff hitter for Chatham. 0 for 3 so far today. A pair of flyouts and a ground out. Mendoza takes his lead from second. Simpson from first. They each reached on singles lead off the inning. The 2-0. That misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. The count on John Rave. Meet Greg Jones, the shortstop, standing on deck, hoping to get a chance here in the 7th. Whitey leading Chatham 5-3. 4 of those 5 runs being driven in by the long ball. Here's the 3-0. Fastball misses high. Ball 4. Rave draws his first walk of the ball game, first time reaching base, and that will bring up Greg Jones with the bases juiced and 2 outs.
And you hope that Denholm doesn't regret not going after Rave there. Jones is a great hitter, and although he hasn't had the best evening so far, should be a great spot to make up for it with the bases loaded.
So here's Jones, with bat from the left side. 2 outs, bases full of Anglers, trailing by 2. Here's the first pitch from Denholm. Drops a curveball right on the outside corner for strike 1.
It's a big pitch right there. Start him off with a strike, get ahead, work ahead of him. Also display that off speed.
Jones has struck out twice today and reached on a hit by pitch. Denholm peeks at the runners. Here's the 0-1. Curveball just misses off the plate away. Evens up the count at 1-1. Tried to do the same thing. Drop that curveball on the outside corner, but just missed. 1-1 the count on Greg Jones. Mendoza off of third. Simpson off of second. John Rave off of first. 1-1, swing and a miss. Went back to the curveball, and Jones comes up empty on the swing. 1-2 the count.
Well, now he's got options. He's just thrown him 3 straight curveballs. Does he come with the heater, try and waste it? See if he can get Jones fishing, or does he go right back to it?
Denholm a strike away from getting out of bases loaded trouble. Here's the 1-2. Curveball misses just off the plate away. 4 straight curveballs to Greg Jones. 2-2 the count. Anglers at every station. Bottom of the 7th inning. 5-3 YD leads. Denholm set out of the stretch. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Drop third strike. Kerner will just touch home as Mendoza will jog in and not score. As Denholm works out of the trouble here in the 7th inning, gets a big strikeout of Greg Jones and keeps the YD lead at 5-3. We head to the 8th inning. 5-3 Red Sox lead. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Harder the order due up for the Red Sox in the top half of the 8th inning as they lead 5-3. Credit to Trent Denholm digging down and getting through that bases-loaded jam bottom half of the 7th inning to keep the score where it is. First pitch from Greg Valise out of the bullpen for Chatham is over for strike one. One of the all-stars on this Anglers roster. 9 games, a ERA at 1.92. It's the wind in the 0-1 to Cotton. That'll miss down and away for a ball, 1-1 the count. 14 innings, has struck out 22 batters. Saved 3 games for Chatham. It's no surprise why he's an all-star. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and chopped right to the middle, right to Valise. Fields throws on over to first in time for out number 1 here in the 8th. As Cotton is retired, that will bring up Johnny DeLuca.
Valise pitching against the Red Sox just once this summer, back on the 29th of June, went 1 inning, gave up just 1 hit, and got the save, closed the door, struck out the side in the 9th inning against the Red Sox in that 5-2 Chatham Anglers win.
In relief of Troy Miller, 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. First pitch, DeLuca over for a strike. A walk and 1 strikeout for the Michigan product. Now here's the Miami product. First 1-0, lifted out into left field. Over is Simpson coming towards the foul line. He's there and makes the catch for a quick out number 2 here in the 8th. Now here's Nick Quintana. One of the 3 Whitey home runs today came off of his bat. That one came to lead off the 2nd inning. A booming shot out towards left center field. Fog still rolling in. Here it is, just getting thicker and thicker. So it has blanketed the field here at Veterans. First pitch to Quintana, fastball misses inside. It's just kind of scraping the field. It's drifting from left to right. Valise stares in at his catcher. Here's the 1-0. That's ripped out into the hole and through. It's saved out in shallow left by Jones, throwing over to first, not in time to get Quintana hustling down the line. Great diving stop by Greg Jones at short, but just too much ground to cover on the throw to get Quintana going down the line. The inning will continue for Zach Zubia.
Wow, what a play from Greg Jones. Unbelievable to keep that in the infield and at least hold Quintana to first. And now we'll get our first look at the all-star Noah Campbell, trying to extend that hitting streak.
So it will be Campbell. Came into pinch run for Zubia when the DH was lifted after singling in the 6th. 17-game hitting streak on the line for Campbell. Watches ball 1 high. It's just been everything you could ask for in this YD lineup. Bats from both sides. It's hit for some power, too. It's just been incredible. 2-0. That catches the strike zone. 2-1 the count on Campbell out of South Carolina. Fielders played a little bit of second base for YD this season. I said home run. 4 home runs for Campbell. So throwing over to first, Quintana back in time. And he's you don't, when you look at him, you don't see a power hitter like that, but second on the team in home runs. All of them coming from the left side. Here's the 2-1. Swung on that one's roped out into left field. Over is Simpson, and he dives with a slide. He makes the catch, coming towards the foul line for out number 3. Great defense out in left field by Colin Simpson for out number 3, and keeps Noah Campbell off the hit board here in the 8th inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 5-3 Red Sox lead over the Anglers. Bottom of the 8th inning here from Veterans Field. 5-3 Red Sox lead over Chatham. It'll be heart of the order due up. Michael Bush, Blake Sable, and Tristan English looking to cut into this 2-run YD lead. As during the last break between innings, the fog has just rolled in a storm, and it is completely blanketing the field to the point where we can barely see the outfielders from our spot behind home plate and can barely see the blue wall out in the outfield. First pitch from Denholm to the second baseman Bush is over for strike one. I mean, this fog, it is absolutely something. We thought it was a lot earlier in the ball game, but now it is really coming off the water and has just blanketed this field. Just scraping the grass from the outfield all the way to the infield. You just see gusts of it coming in from the third base line as the 0-1. Check swing. It is a strike. Check swing strike down to Mark Delaney down the third base side. 0-2 the count on Bush. Stenholm still out on the rubber in relief of Jensen Elliott, working in his third inning. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three gets Bush to go after the curveball. Down and away. Strikeout number 5 actually, for Trent Denholm. Michael Bush retired to start this 8th inning. Now Blake Sable will come to the plate.
Well, it's just the bread and butter of Trent Denholm. He'll throw you that curveball in the dirt, make you fish for it, and if you don't, he'll just paint some fastball in the outer third. So it's really tough to approach him.
Well, Denholm continues his torrid strikeout pace. First pitch to Sable misses down and in with a curve for ball one. Sable, the catcher from University of Southern California. It's the 1-0. Swung on, and that one is popped foul down the third base side and out of play. It evens up the count at 1-1. And with that foul ball right there, as soon as that one went up in the air, it took us both, I think, a second to realize where that one was going. At least me, Dana. Maybe you're native of Massachusetts. As it looks like we will enter a fog delay here at Veterans Field, with all the YD Red Sox jogging off the field as the fog has just kept thickening and thickening over the past 30 minutes. And this game will be put on pause here in the 8th inning. 5-3, Red Sox ahead of the Anglers with Blake Sable at the plate.
And it's going to be interesting to see what happens here because it's only worsened throughout the evening. So the mindset has got to be, well, it's not going to get any better anytime soon. And with this fog coming in, the home plate umpires having a conversation with Tom Holliday. Now they'll make their way over to speak with Scott Pickler, and the PA announcer saying there's a 30-minute fog delay. Going to come back at 9:38. That's when the game is scheduled to resume.
The big thing about this is that we have completed more than 5 innings. Now, the rule is you have to get through 5 complete innings for the game to count. And with the bottom of the 8th inning, this game will count if it has been called here after this 30-minute fog delay. Here at Veterans, everyone off the field now here at Veterans. Some fans going and getting in their cars and not wanting to wait out this fog delay here on a Sunday night. A lot of people maybe have to go to work on Monday. Can't stay for that. We are going to wait this fog delay out. This is just really just something to see. So I think we're going to take a quick break. We'll take a quick break during the fog delay, and we will get back to you with more information.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu.
I gotta get JT Romuto's story. Oh, your problem. Hey, if you want to come up, I'll post some better. Yeah. All right.
So few minutes into the fog delay here at Veterans Field. 5-3 Red Sox leading here in the bottom of the 8th innings. This game will resume in about 30 minutes from now, as we have on Alex Rosen, one of the beat writers for the YD Red Sox. And, we're just here to kind of wait this one out and get through the fog. First of all, have you seen something kind of like this in a baseball game at all? Anything like this?
I've heard about the famous Chatham fog, but I can never say that I've seen it with my own two eyes. This is absolutely crazy. You couldn't see anyone in the outfield now, and it doesn't show any signs of improvement before the imposed 9:38 start time.
Yeah, I was thinking as the fog was rolling in, we saw a couple of foul balls, and I was like, how are we supposed to see the outfielders? Or making a catch, or hey, someone makes good contact, it goes over the wall. How am I supposed to know the ball even lands?
Well, if you're a batter, you hit the ball in the air. You don't stop running until someone tells you you're out, because you might be able to reach home plate before the outfield picks the ball up.
And the thing is, if you're in the outfield too, you throw the ball in. Wait, where's your cutoff man? Do you think you could see him?
It's incredible. I don't know how guys even got to this point of the game. It's pretty impressive.
For the Red Sox, maybe it'd be a little easier with them wearing their red uniforms. They stand out a little bit more in the fog, but Chatham wearing their home lights, that's got to be really difficult. But, here we are. We are in a delay. You said 9:38 is the time we'll look back and decide whether we can finish this ball game, as the fog has come on here at Veterans Field in Chatham. A matchup between first and second place in the Eastern Division. YD atop the division, 17-8-4, and Chatham in second place, 15-2-2. And Alex, we were thinking nothing like a good story to kill some time on the broadcast. So I'm wondering, do you have anything for us that would interest the listeners?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. I just wanted to point something out. I noticed you see the YD Red Sox are kicking around a little hacky sack out there,
maybe some hot potato.
And our starter tonight, Jensen Elliott, was actually talking to his collegiate teammate, Chatham Angler Colin Simpson, who took him deep for a home run.
You know that Colin Simpson was out there being like, well, I know you like with 2 strikes to go inside with a curveball, and I was ready for it, and like something like that.
Would have been fun to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
So we kind of saw that yesterday with Carl Kaufman, and we got to face his teammates Joe Donovan and Jesse Franklin. Sadly, did not get to face our other beat writer, Max Brill, did not get to step to the plate to face his other fellow Michigan student. So, yeah, you just see it a lot here on the Cape with guys being able to face their own teammates, with the teams just really being filled full of different players from different schools. So anyway, Alex, with stories, we got some more time to kill. We got about 25 actually more minutes of fog delay time. So,
well, what type of story are we looking? Are we looking for a baseball
obviously,
story?
I would think that since we're in the baseball, we're at a baseball field right now. I think we got to start off with baseball and then go from there.
Fair enough. I picked up a good one last night from a Marlins official who was telling me about their all-star catcher, JT Realmuto, who I'm sure we all know well. He's been a rumored trade candidate. JT was actually a high school shortstop when he was eligible for the draft. The Marlins were the only team in to see him on this one particular day. And the Realmuto's team's starting catcher was thrust into the starting role as a pitcher when the team's scheduled starter got hurt. So the high school coach comes up to the Marlins and says, we're going to have to put JT behind the plate today. Wouldn't you know it, the Marlins were the only team that saw him behind the plate. They draft him as a catcher, develops a skill set that you don't see many catchers have. He steals bases. He hits for high average. And now he's one of the best catchers in the game, rumored to be a trade candidate for some teams. But it just goes to show you, you never know what you're going to see at the ballpark any given day.
That's really interesting. So a team like Chatham, they had 5 entering yesterday. And Nick Hale was catcher from University of Washington, was released to go home earlier today. So now only 4 catchers on their roster, but they have catchers playing corner outfield spots. So kind of maybe the opposite, with guys being a little more flexible to get their bats in the lineup. And in the case of JT Realmuto, just kind of an emergency and being able to go behind the plate and go figure. Now he's a starting catcher in the major leagues. set for life on money and all of that. And, just really absolutely cool to see. Of course, he's the talk of trade talks throughout the major leagues. So, yeah, that's really something to see. You think as a shortstop, usually the best player on high school teams play shortstop traditionally, right?
Yeah, we saw this Andrew Dauschbach in one of our writers, Max Braille's profile of him. He actually was a high school shortstop. He grew off the position, but you're absolutely right. Your best players play up the middle, whether that's catcher, shortstop, second base, or center field.
And most of these guys, you would think they were either the center fielder, the main starting pitcher on their team, and maybe in the case of Adam Kerner, Matt Dyer, or Patrick Bailey, of course, the backstop. But then otherwise on the infield, Nick Quintana was a shortstop, very highly touted player out of Nevada. You think Christian Koss, plays shortstop for the Red Sox, was the same way at his high school that he played at. So really interesting to see. In a fog delay here at Veterans Field, game has been suspended for 30 minutes. Bottom half of the 8th inning, YD in front of Chatham by a score of 5-3. TJ Mathewson alongside Alex Rosen, beat writer for YD Red Sox, here waiting out the fog delay. Also was on with Dana Gray earlier, but has some business to attend to. He is off for the night. He has to drive back to Boston. It's Fenway Day tomorrow, Alex. I'm so excited to go to Fenway, and I'm sure all of these guys are too. Get a workout in against a bunch of major league scouts. Maybe take BP off the in Fenway Park. And I asked Dana the same thing earlier in the ball game, but I gotta ask, who is the guy you're most looking forward to taking some BP at Fenway?
Well, just from our workout or from any team?
Just in general. So Chatham and YD will be sharing the field at 11 o'clock.
Okay, so Drew Mendoza and Andrew Dauschbach, I think, would be the two power hitters that everyone's going to look to see during BP. The short porch in right field for Mendoza, left-handed hitter, should be able to take a number of balls out that way. And then Dauschbach, it'll be fun to see if he could take any over the monster.
We're going to see anyone hit the pesky pole?
If I had to take a guess, it might be Drew Mendoza. Greg Jones, the fantastic shortstop for the Anglers, also has some sneaky power and should be able to muscle some out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. It's 3 hour span. I believe it's from 11 to 2 o'clock. And, it's I've been to Fenway twice this season. I saw a game, got to sit in the outfield bleachers, then sat behind home plate for a game. That was very nice. I got to go see my hometown Seattle Mariners win a ball game at Fenway Park this season. And it was just great. Fenway's just something great. It's kind of like Chatham here on the Cape. It's one of the kind of pinnacles of baseball. As the field is still kind of coated, blanketed in fog. It's cleared up just a little bit from the point that it was suspended at 9:30. But it's going to have to clear up a little more for these teams to keep playing, as YD's still playing some hacky sack, kind of hot potato down that first base side.
Keeping loose.
Chatham's actually doing the same thing. As we would see we're going to have to see maybe if we could probably get maybe a combined team one from the winners. No? I don't know. You would have to think. I'm honestly surprised. You see the YD bullpen down the third base side. Still seems like there's a few guys out there just kind of relaxing, unless my eyes are fooling me, which I don't think so.
No, there are definitely members of the bullpen sitting down there just relaxing. That's what they do anyway, so they're used to this. They got their lawn chairs, their bench. They're chillaxing out there.
So, Alex, we saw so many home runs today from a team that YD especially, not a team that'll hit a whole bunch of home runs. Chatham, second in the Cape League in home runs, but YD kind of the middle of the pack, and we saw them really jump out early today. Andrew Dauschbach, we saw Nick Quintana, and then we saw Christian Koss all hit balls over the left field fence. It was really fun to see.
Yeah, so these are all guys that show this off during batting practice. They are capable of launching balls out of the park. Coach Scott Pickler likes to emphasize a more contact-oriented approach. We see him. He's not afraid to lay down a bunt or call a hit and run, and guys might not be able to show off their power. But today here in this ballpark, it's almost like the Futures game today, where it was a launching pad, and we're just seeing the stars of tomorrow absolutely excelling here on the Cape.
Yeah, we saw Hunter Green give up a home run today on one of his 102-mile-an-hour fastballs. That was something I managed to see right before we turned off the TV to come on over here to watch YD and Chatham today.
Did you get to see Peter Alonso's home run?
I did not.
So Peter Alonso hit a home run. It was a 46-degree launch angle, 118 mile an hour off
Let
the
me
bat.
guess the distance. It was 300 and you said 46, right?
Yes.
46, that has to be like 350.
415. It was an absolute
46?
It was a tape shot. I'll have to pull up the video for you when we go
That
off
like
the air.
defies physics though.
It does. He said it, real quote after the game, it felt like lightning hit my bat when I made contact.
But when, let's say, usually every other time that happens, you see a guy get kind of a 40-plus degree launch angle, it's a flyout. Or if maybe you're playing in Houston with those lovely Crawford boxes, you can just sneak one into there. But besides that, that's usually just a pop-up.
Some guys have prodigious power, and Peter Alonso, who's going to be a fantastic first baseman whenever the Mets decide to call him up, has that sort of light tower power. It's 70 raw plus, and he gets to it in games. He had a swing change this past offseason that's allowed the power to play better in games.
And, with guys here on the Cape, if they get a 40-plus degree, of course, with every park here on Cape Cod, every Cape Cod Baseball League park has a TrackMan, which will kind of, I believe the data is it's 26 data points per pitch, right?
Yes.
Something like that. You get launch angle, exit velocity, all that sort of stuff. 27. Thanks, Jacob Jordan, our scout liaison. He's on top of that. He's the guy in charge of, I wouldn't say completely handling that stuff, but a lot of his work has to do with that. But, guys here on the Cape using wood bats for, in this sort of competition for the first time-ish. I would say this is definitely not the first time they swung wood, but, it's something to get used to. And, with a metal bat, 41 degree, I mean, who cares? You hit the ball hard, the ball goes, I think it's about, kind of like
70 feet is the supposed conversion. So if you hit a ball with a metal bat, it should go 70 feet further than it would if you hit it with wood. And, we've seen some guys who are comfortable with wood and have shown no signs of slowing down. Andrew Vaughn would be one, for example. He is not here anymore.
His home run that he hit at YD, definitely not a 40-degree launch angle. That one, that ball was touched, I think, projected 435, right?
Projected 435. It might have hit some houses past the trees in left field, and I can't say I've ever seen anyone do that.
That home run, I think that's the only home run ball I've seen at Red Wilson that I didn't actually see land. That's how far he hit it.
It was a tape shot. He knew it. His teammates knew it. I grabbed a great video of it.
And you got Twitter love for it, too.
I did. Andrew Vaughn. Davis Webb, actually, former Cal quarterback, favorited the tweet. So pretty cool stuff. But Andrew Vaughn is an absolute specimen of a baseball player.
And speaking of specimens, since we're here at Chatham, another guy that's really just kind of a specimen of hitting home runs, Spencer Torkelson. He's, of course, not here at the moment, but he will be returning to the Anglers on Tuesday, I believe, returning from Team USA, where it actually took up until this week for someone to pass him in the home run category.
Him and Andrew Vaughn.
That he had in, 2 weeks here on the Cape?
Him and Andrew Vaughn were tied with 5 home runs apiece, both left for Team USA, and it took 3 more weeks for someone to tie him. And did you say surpass him on the leaderboard?
Yes, Blake Sable of the Chatham, who's hitting cleanup for the Anglers tonight, has 7 now. Has passed him. Sable and Torkelson both will be in the home run hitting contest that'll take place at White House Field on Sunday.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited for the All-Star game coming up at White House Field, but the home run derby might be the main attraction for me. I mean, you got Spencer Torkelson, 23 home runs in his freshman season at Arizona State. Blake Sable from Southern California shows a lot of power from the left side. It's going to be really fun to watch.
I just kind of wish we got to see Andrew Vaughn maybe too in that contest, because for both times that YND played Chatham when they had Torkelson and Wareham when they had Vaughn, it was really cloudy and wet, and we didn't get to see on-field BP. And those games all at Red Wilson Field, and just kind of see those points where the guys just keep hit the home runs over the really short fences at Red Wilson. And it was disappointing. It's just not the same watching them in the cage.
And for sure, I mean, I've noted this in some of the scouting reports I've seen, that I didn't get to see the batting practice with Vaughn, but there's been mumblings and rumors that it's legitimate 80 grade power. And, that's extremely hard to find. You don't see it often. but he's got power that plays to his pull side, the center of the field, and he's able to go the other way and take the ball over the fence.
It's just awesome just being able to watch these guys play every day, because you just don't realize just the guy you might be watching at the plate right now might be an MLB All-Star in 7-8 years. And you'll be there, wow, I sat here and I watched and covered this guy play while he's still developing and playing out here on Cape Cod.
In talking with some scouts about this, you look back 5 years, so you've got an idea of these guys that we've seen now. If you look back in 5 years and you see what you wrote down then and what they've become, and you use Aaron Judge as an example, who played with the Brewster Whitecaps, now an MLB All-Star, 50 home runs last season. You don't imagine that they're capable of that. And then you go back and think about it, and it's just a crazy amount of hard work, dedication, and talent.
So Aaron Judge, a guy when he played here on the Cape, he was still as big as he is now. 6'7", 260?
Right up around there.
Right up around there. He could probably play tight end in the NFL, just seamlessly fit right in. But out here on the Cape, he only hit 3 home runs over the fence. He had one inside the park too, I believe. And I believe the year he played on Cape Cod was 2012. And then playing at Fresno State, actually just like Zach Ashford, outfielder for YD. And the funny story, I learned this from one of our broadcast partners, Brandon Pelter, who's chilling out right next to the YD dugout while we wait out this fog delay, is that when Judge was playing at Red Wilson, of course, Pick, who's still coaching, of course, this being his 21st season here in 2018, gave the sign to his catcher when Judge steps to the plate. I believe YD was up quite a few runs, so they had the lead to do this. But at the time, they decided to, it looks like there's some fungo golf now.
Golf being played out here by the pitching staff. It looks like Coach Wander's leading the charge.
And I see Zach Zubia too.
Nate Fish is out there as well.
Look at that. The guys are branching off a little bit more, having some more fun with this.
Well, you can have as much fun as you want when you're in first place. And this YD Red Sox ball club has so much chemistry, camaraderie. There's just not a bad guy on this team, personality-wise. And they are a fun group to watch.
So anyway, with the Aaron Judge, so he steps to the plate, and they give, I believe Scott Pickler called a fastball. And the catcher was like, huh? And I think the pitcher was like that too and said, no. And they show him fastball again. And, the pitcher, I believe, kept shaking him off and said, no. They had a meeting on the mound. He's like, are you sure it says fastball? He's like, yeah, all right. So they throw him a fastball right down the middle. Judge hits it a mile, like an absolute mile. And then the pitcher, when he gets back to the dugout, went up to Pick and was like, why'd you call fastball? And Pick's like, I just wanted to see how far he hit it. And, you can guess how far he hit it. Judge hit, a 504? Farther than that home run last year?
You say 500?
I think he got close a couple times. I think 495.
He definitely hit one 500 in the home run derby. I don't know if he got there.
It looks like we have a new game that's starting out. Might we have some human chicken? Alex, what does this look like?
Looks like a dance battle is about to break out right behind home plate here in Chatham.
Oh, this is great. This is great to see the two teams have.
Oh, I'm going to change that. They're playing a team-wide game of hacky sack here.
Oh, there we go. That's what I was talking about. This looks like starting it off, it's going to be starting in the middle. Christian Koss and Drew Mendoza,
who were
former
teammates. Yes.
Former teammates.
You beat me to that.
Former teammates on YD. We've been trying to keep the hacky sack alive. Still in a fog delay here at Veterans Field. 5-3 Red Sox leading in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is a matchup between first and second place teams in the Eastern Division. YD 38 points, 6 points clear of the Chatham Anglers, 32 points for them. As the two squads just having some fun while we wait out this fog delay. As we are 9 minutes away from the point in the game where the umpires are going to decide whether we can keep playing here at Veterans or just going to call the game and revert back to the 7th inning, in which case YD would take this game by a score of 5-3 and give them win number 18 on the season. It's the team-wide game of hacky sack still going on. Looks like we still got some fungo golf going. It's really hard to see where the fungo golf is going, judging that it's so foggy and we can't see it. Some very high bounces on the fungo golf. It's TJ Mathewson here with Alex Rosen. So we are waiting out this fog delay here at Veterans Field. And, we heard so many stories and, lore about this Chatham fog. And I didn't actually think we'd be lucky enough to see this fog and see it happen in a game. But as soon as the second inning rolled around, during the break, me and my broadcast partner, Dana Grain, before he had to take off, he's rolling back to Boston before Fenway tomorrow. And we're talking about, man, it's really cold. And we didn't think anything of it, just a little cloudy. And then the third inning rolls around in the fog. The lights turn on. You see the fog kind of creep in over the lights, and you see it start shining. Then as the innings roll on, and the fog just canvassing the field. And it's just quite the spectacle to see.
Doesn't show any signs of letting up here. It's still coming in from all angles around the field. Still can't see the center fielders. I don't think we're playing the rest of this baseball game.
So I think we're going to take a quick break and come back to you with the decision. That'll be made in a short 7 minutes from this point. Thank you for listening, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
We're back here at Veterans Field. I'm Alex Rosen alongside Jacob Jordan here. The umpires are conferring with Tom Holliday, manager of the Anglers, about what the outcome of this game is going to be, Jake.
No shot. I don't see him playing again, honestly. The fog has not gotten any better. A big hacky sack game broken out here between both teams. A lot of competitive fun, but I don't think baseball is going to happen again here tonight.
I think the only spot you can actually see a ball is behind home plate, and, of course, that's out of the field of play. I'm with you, Jake. I don't see how you risk the safety of these young men out here in what's in the grand scheme of things, a meaningless game.
Exactly, and they did it for 2 innings. I mean, there was 2 solid innings where you couldn't even see the right fielder. I mean, thank God a ball didn't go that way, but what if it would have? I mean, there's no telling what could have happened.
Could have seen a broken nose or something much worse. Thankfully, we didn't. The umpires are still talking. It looks like Holliday's trying to talk them into another inning here. I don't see how they agree to this, though.
I don't see it happening. I think, it's a close game. It was a competitive game, of course, but when it comes to safety, you can't put these guys' safety on the line for a ball game, which, like you said, regular season ball game. You got the rest of the summer in the playoffs. Let's just call this one and go home.
While we wait for the decision to be made, Jake, you're the scout liaison with the Red Sox. Why don't we talk a little about the work that Blast Motion will be doing tomorrow at the Fenway Park workout?
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty interesting. So Blast Motion, we talked about it the other day on the air. Bat sensors that go on the knob of the bat. They track, I think it's only 7 data points right now, but I think they're looking to expand. And you can video alongside with your sensor, and, it'll put your swing in slow-mo for you. It'll put it on a 3D diagram where you can track your swing, inch by inch. So tomorrow for the workout at Fenway, all teams will be using their Blast Motion sensors, and I think some of that data is actually going to end up with a different organization. So it'll be interesting to see how they use it.
Well, I've seen this technology firsthand and what it can produce and how it can help an athlete learn how to attack a ball or what he really needs to work on with his swing if he's looking to get better results. It's really incredible. And Blast Motion, not only doing this to help athletes and coaches, but they're trying to sell this data to organizations and teams who can then use it to make more well-informed draft decisions. We heard a little banter here from the Hacky Sack game, a long rally, and then it was kicked to Greg Jones, who swung and missed, which he did a lot of tonight. He swung and missed at the Hacky Sack, and he let a bunch of guys down here. Holiday's still talking to the umpires here. Jensen Elliott conferring with some anglers. We've got coaches throwing and having a catch. Scott Pickler talking to some young fans. It's quite the scene here. You would never expect the baseball game to continue, but we're still awaiting a final decision here at Veterans Field. If we do not play anymore, it'll be a 5-3 ball game. The Red Sox will have won.
Absolutely, Alex. And, this game, it's like I said, it's been a great game. What do we had? 5 combined homers.
5 combined home runs. And like TJ said, the Red Sox are not a home run hitting team, but tonight 3 balls got out of the ballpark. Andrew Dauschbach, Christian Koss, and who hit the third one?
Don't test me on Quintana.
Nick Quintana with his second home run of the season, first away. His first home run, of course, came at Red Wilson Field.
What did you think about that ball? I think no matter what park in the Cape, that ball's going.
Oh, no, I agree with you. Belge left him a curveball right down the middle. He took it to left center field, one of the deepest parts of this park. It was a no-doubter. Quintana with one of his best games of the season. He picked up 2 hits tonight, and we're still awaiting a decision here. We're coming up on the self-imposed deadline, 1 minute away from 9:38 p.m. here at Veterans Field.
Yes, honestly, I'm enjoying the hacky sack. I don't want them to call it. I'd want to go 30 more minutes.
I'd love to stay on the air and talk with you. This is fantastic. Our broadcasters gave us a chance to try and lead this thing, and so far, so good. We're doing a great job, in my own humble opinion.
I think they need to be a little worried, honestly. I might have some job openings coming up. These guys, we're some competition, me and you.
We are some competition, great duo here on the air in our humble opinion. Tom Holliday, the umpires, still talking. Scott Pickler patiently awaiting the decision on his end of the dugout. And the Chatham coaching staff obviously has incentive to play this game. They'll take another loss against the Red Sox. This is the second meeting between the teams here at Veterans Field. The Anglers took the first one. Looks like the Red Sox are going to take the second one in a 7-inning game. It will revert back to the last full inning of play.
Alex, tomorrow, big day at Fenway. Tell us about, how you're feeling about that. You excited?
I'm very excited. I don't really know what to expect. I don't know where we'll be seated, what we'll be given access to, how far away from the field we'll be. But it's going to be nice to see who's ready to go tomorrow. I imagine all these players are going to be a little nervous on a big league field like Fenway Park, historic place. But they've got work to do. There's going to be, I'd expect, over 100-plus scouts and MLB executives there looking at infield, outfield, batting practice, 60-yard dash from all of these prospects, and they all have a chance to increase or, decrease their stock. Which part are you looking forward to most tomorrow?
Batting practice, without a doubt. I think especially all the teams, a lot of big power. So hopefully we get to see some balls launched over the monster.
The game is final now. The umpires have called this game. It will end in a 7-inning game. The Whitey Red Sox 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Anglers 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And this is going to go down as one of the weirdest games for the Whitey Red Sox this season.
We'd like to remind you that the next ball game will be between the Anglers and the Brewster Whitecaps.
And now we're going to take a break before TJ Mathewson returns for the post-game show.
So the game has been called here at Veterans Field, 5-3 the final. YD and Chatham. For YD, that is going to be win number 4 in a row and win number 18 on the season. They improved their record to 18-4-4. And for the Chatham Anglers, that's going to be loss number 13, snapping their 3-game winning streak. They entered today winning 5 of 6. That'll drop their record to 15-13-2. And YD now with an 8-point cushion in the Eastern Division standings, clear of the rest of the field. This game being called in the bottom of the 8th inning. After the fog started rolling in early in this ball game, and it just kept getting thicker and thicker throughout the game, and that will conclude it. Getting the win today will be Jensen Elliott. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, a pair of home runs that he gave up. And it'll be 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. And getting the loss will be Jeff Belge. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts on the evening. And there are 5 home runs hit here today. I believe that'll be a season high for a game that YD has played in combined. The team YD that doesn't hit a whole lot of home runs. It was Andrew Dashbach that got the scoring started in the first inning, 2-run shot. And then Nick Quintana followed him up with a home run, a solo shot to lead off the 2nd inning. And then Chatham would respond bottom half of the 2nd inning. A solo home run off the bat of Blake Sable, his Cape leading 7th home run of the season. And Christian Koss led off the 5th inning with a solo home run over the left field fence, his first of the season. And for Chatham, the 5th and final home run of the night. In the 4th inning, Colin Simpson checked in with a 2-run shot. He entered the game a .391 average his last 10 games. Finished today 3 for 3, red hot. And for YD, that now going to be win number 18 as they continue their rise in the standings and clearing themselves from the rest of the field in the Eastern Division. Now 8 points clear of the 2nd place Chatham Anglers. As scores from around the Cape, all of them final. Out at Stony Brook Field in Brewster, Orleans defeating the hometown Whitecaps 3-2. At Lowell Park in Katuitt, Falmouth an 8-1 win over the Kettleers. At Spillane Field over in Wareham, the Gatemen earning a 1-run win in 10 innings against Harwich. And at Dorn Park over in Bourne, the Braves defeating the Harbor Hawks. The Harbor Hawks eking out a 1-run win over the Bourne Braves. And tomorrow, YD will be at Fenway Park for their workout and then return to action Tuesday with a matchup with the Orleans Firebirds at Eldridge Park. First pitch set for 7 o'clock over there in Orleans. We'll be on the air a little bit before that. Well, for all of us here at YD, Alex Rosen, Jacob Jordan, and Dana Gray, I'm TJ Mathewson saying so long from Veterans Field, and thank you for listening to Red Sox Baseball.